Welcome to the Koffeine Cafe, where we don't serve coffee, we serve bobbleheaded ghosts. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Z.
And this is School Mysteries, a series where we look into 7 urban mysteries straight from your own classroom.
You may be familiar with the Gakkou and Nanafushigi, urban legends that are passed down in schools from generation to generation. And without further ado, let's get started.
Murasaki Baba.
Do you have anything purple? If you don't, you probably shouldn't go into the toilet. It is 3 o'clock after all. Murasaki Baba's hour. You know, the purple lady? They say she wears a purple kimono, with purple accessories, and she'll appear in the mirror to ask you to show her her favorite color. If you pull out something she likes, she'll leave you alone. But if you don't, she'll jump out of the mirror to eat your liver, and leave you there all purple. Now, before you go in, let me ask you, do you have anything purple?
The purple lady. I mean, this is kind of unique in regards to like just these toilet ones. Because have we had one that comes out of the mirror before?
I think we have, but not necessarily like any specific figure. It could be like, oh, it's anything, like a ghost of a kid or a ghost of a demon or something, but never specifically a purple lady.
I mean, we had the 4 p.m. ghost. One of the places that she comes out of is the toilet, but it's not really isolated in the toilet itself. It's also kind of unique that she eats her liver. That's a very specific detail there.
I guess it must be like a huge fear to lose your liver to a lady in the mirror back then, so
I guess. It's interesting. Also, it makes sense that you turn purple afterwards as well.
yeah, I'm also fascinated with how the lady herself is purple. So, like, does that mean she doesn't have a liver as well? Is that the curse that she's bringing?
That's true, I guess. I mean, you do have to bring her purple as well to quell her hunger for your liver, I guess. Livers are also kind of purple if you think about it. So, I mean, I guess.
I guess. I did not know they were purple.
It's kind of more of a violet maroon kind of thing, but I guess it counts as purple.
Bobbleheaded girl. Did you just see that bobbleheaded girl outside? The one that just ran across the window. She was just staring at us during our club meeting. She seemed a little amused before running away. I talked to the guys in the drama club next door, and they said the same thing. Didn't the basketball team say something about this last week? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but the fact that we're on the 3rd floor is almost as weird as her overly large head. Wait, what's that? Did you just see that bobbleheaded girl outside? This one was a little mean. Like,
How so?
because this was one of those stories that were submitted to like a site, and like, oh, this is something that happened to me and my friends, and it was really weird. So like, they were like, oh look, they saw a bobbleheaded girl, and like, that's a little mean.
I mean, like, if it wasn't a ghost, it'd be a little mean, but it was the 3rd floor. I mean, I'm not doubting its existence, of course. It's more of like, that's a very specific ghost.
It's a very specific ghost.
It's kind of interesting how, like, the bobbleheaded ghost apparently just appears after school. I mean, I guess it just wants to join in the fun, you know?
Maybe she doesn't seem to like mean any harm.
I don't know. 1, how did she get up to the 3rd floor mirror? And 2, why was she just kind of staring? And I mean, that is kind of creepy in its own regard, you know?
True, but like, consider this. Why is her head so big in the first place? Like, what's the backstory there, you know?
She's the ghost of a Funko Pop? Yeah?
A Funko Pop! Good for her.
Haunted School Festival.
Are you ready to go in? I'm surprised they allowed the class to hold a haunted house attraction. Don't you know? One of the students dressed up as a ghost accidentally summoned and got possessed by a spirit. School is built above a cemetery after all, and ever since then, the faculty decided to ban these haunted houses during school festivals, so they wouldn't attract any wandering spirits from under the campus grounds. Well, that incident happened years ago, so I guess they don't think it's a problem anymore. Hey, are you feeling alright? You look kind of out of it. So, are you ready to go in?
Not gonna lie, the way that you drew this, it's really cute.
Thank you. I'm very fond of how I drew this.
Yeah, did you guys ever do this in your school?
I think we were supposed to a couple times, but we never actually got to do it.
Because I remember, like, one school I went to had one, and it's kind of tame. I wanted to show off how cool I was and went alone 3 times before the class got annoyed with me because they were like upperclassmen.
I mean, you tried to show that you were fearless, and then they're just like, please, we're...
Yeah. I mean, they kicked me out unfairly, honestly, so that kind of sucks.
I mean,
but
it's more fun, Too bad.
yeah.
I've always had that fear, though, like, of haunted houses and attractions, where it's like, oh no!
I guess. I do have to say, it was one of the regrets that I have about, like, school and not really doing that, because we never got the chance to.
Yeah, I getcha.
But I do wonder, what causes a possession and that kind of thing? I mean, it's just childish fun. Is it one of those, like, you accidentally summon it because you're dressing up as ghosts?
Maybe, like, either they get mad for you cosplaying them.
I guess.
Do you know the link? Have you heard the website that knows anything and everything about this universe? If you haven't, you should start cataloging your own on World Anvil. World Anvil is a site that aids all sorts of creatives in writing, organizing, and publishing rich settings with complex characters. Write, world build, and manage your own stories all in one platform. And if you visit their website, worldanvil.com, and use our code CoffeineYT, you can enjoy 40% off your first year.
The locked door.
Don't open that door. The room's empty. There's no one there but darkness and malice. Story goes that a horrible teacher once locked a child in there as a form of punishment. The thing is, the child was afraid of the dark, and with the room not having any light source, nor a way out, they were found to have choked on their own vomit. Distraught, after the teacher was fired, he allegedly took his own life in the same room, but no one knows how he got in there. They say that every once in a while, you will hear knocking from the other side of that door. If you ever answer it, you too will be found, much like the child and his teacher. Don't open that door.
That one freaks me out all the time because my school like had a lot of those dark rooms, and it's like, ooh, spooky, something's in there. But we never knew like the origins of it or anything, so...
That's actually kind of cool. I had like a similar experience with this, but it wasn't in a school. Like a family member locked me in a dark room.
That's
when I was,
horrible!
yeah, it was pretty horrible, but like it was one of those things where said family member wanted to teach me to be not afraid of the dark.
Well, that is exactly how you make people afraid of the dark.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I was like 6 or 7, and I would have to say that was one of the most traumatic experiences of my childhood. Period. It was very scary.
I mean, I can imagine your imagination goes everywhere when you're in the dark room like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Join the occult club?
You're joining the occult club? What do you mean? We haven't had one of those in forever. I think some teachers talked about the last time the club was active. It was around the 70s, but they had to disband because the members kept disappearing somehow. I mean, apparently even the supervisor of the club wasn't even listed in any school records. Rumors started that the club didn't even exist in the first place, and if you were to join in, you'll find yourself in a world where it does. Just not ours. So let me ask again, are you sure that you're joining the occult club? Man, I wanted an occult club in my school!
Same, actually. We weren't allowed to, well, actually, no. I think we could have had one of those, but no one really bothered to make it. The closest we had was like horror, like not horror, but like film studies where we looked at horror movies.
Oh yeah, I remember I was like also in a club with like, look, we study movies, and we had one thing where there was like horror movies.
It's just one of those. Why is it specifically the occult club?
Yeah, I just gotta casually summon a demon before class.
But like, wasn't there a thing where apparently it was popular before, like, I think the 80s?
Yeah. I think that was a thing, or at least that's the story.
Yeah, and then it recently just came back, right? Like during the 2000s and now. But that's why I guess the story exists. Like, I guess during the span of the 80s and 90s, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, the resurgence of like paranormal interest definitely helped boost that.
That's true.
The school gate ghost.
let's go before the gate closes. It's not that we're gonna get in trouble, the adults are. A few years ago, there was a heavy case of bullying that a lot of teachers ignored until the student ended things tragically. This was still ignored, but when it was their homeroom teacher's turn to close the gate, the student's spirit appeared. Frightened, he shut the gate, angering her enough to curse the school that she'd always return at this very hour. Ever since then, all the adults agreed to always shut her out. So come on, let's go before the gate closes.
This one's interesting. It's another one of those stories that I've heard from a friend of a friend. Like that sort of thing. Like a submission is like, this happened to me, this happened to a friend of a friend, and that it's a real practice in their school to like close their gates at this certain time.
That's actually interesting, because this is one of the most intense stories I've also read. Like, it's another one of those, the teacher had something to do with the student's death.
Yeah, another sort of punishment where instead of it being corporal, it's just ignoring blatant bullying happening.
And it's kind of scary in a way, because I don't know, seeking vengeance for the whole school because of the action of one teacher, or is it because everybody hid it?
I think it's the latter. There's definitely like a sense of, oh, no one came to help, so why should I help anyone else? So it's like everyone's fault.
It's very intense. It's one of the most intense stories here, honestly.
Yeah, it's even more intense knowing that like supposedly it's a true story.
Really?
Like supposedly it was one of those submissions where like, oh, this is a practice in my school that I remember. I think it was like in this person's elementary school. I cannot confirm it because there's like no outside sources. It's literally just like, that's me. That's my school.
Wow. I don't know if we can even confirm this, because like not every event in schools are recorded anyway, so that's actually really scary.
Yeah, you'll never know.
Akichin, the dancing man.
Ignore the dancing man outside. Yes, the one with the hat. That's Akichin. We don't know who he is or what he wants. Apparently he broke into the school once and chased down a student. The student hid until a teacher reassured him that it was safe, but when he peered out, it was all but. He saw the teacher next to Akichin, both grinning ear to ear, with their heads tilted at an inhuman angle. He managed to get away, running to the staff room only to see the same teacher working there with no clue about what he was talking about. Ever since then, everyone's been saying, ignore the dancing man outside.
I can't actually tell you if this is true or not. I just know that it's in several different stories, several different websites, and they all claim that yes, this happened to me. But no, I don't even know if it's a copy creepypasta, but I've seen it in 3 to 5 different sites. It's incredible. Who is this fearsome dancing man?
He's an ace detective!
Yes, excellent. We found his identity.
No, but in all honesty, the way you drew him, he's kind of cute. Like, he's just a dancing, vibing bro. But isn't he supposed to be an old man?
I just thought that he was like a dancing dude. It actually also varies. It varies in some cases. It says old man, and take note, these are translations from different sites. So there is also that limitation that like
that's true.
some cases may translate to an old man, and on other cases they just mention a guy.
I don't know, like, I remember reading an old man, but I guess, yeah, there would be certain translations where it would change. And then again, he is a shapeshifter, right?
Supposedly, like it kind of implies that the teacher turns into the dancing man.
It's not the teacher themselves, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Aha. Well, I do have to say, this is one of the weirdest ones, because what does he do after he captures you? Does he just dance over you? Does he challenge you to a dance battle?
I hope it's the latter.
Yeah, I personally don't want to find out, but it's just one of those stories, like, why? You know,
Yes.
like, why?
Yes.
Yeah, anyways, would you challenge Akichin to a dance battle? And why? Do you think you'd win? Let us know in the comments below.
Anyways, there's a lot more mysteries in this video right here. Thanks for watching, and a shout out to our member, Butter, and our cafe producer, Nick. Your support goes a long way, and if you too want to help out with the channel, consider joining our memberships. Thanks guys, and see you next time.